You're watching Share It Today with me, your host, Sensaria Baldwin. Our topic today is when counseling is needed. And yes, you may need consultation and may not even know it. So don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Share It Today. Today in the studio is my guest, Dr. Virginia Scott with Let's Talk Christian Counseling Program. Thank you for being my guest today, Dr. Virginia Scott. You look good, by the way. I wanted to say, I personally know you because we share a broadcast together on 1340 WEXL.
Yes,
and that program is actually entitled itself, Let's Talk. I guess one of my first questions is, because we're talking about in our topic today is when counseling is needed, when should and why would an individual or a family begin to seek counseling?
Well, that's an interesting question, Sensaria, and thank you for asking.
You're welcome.
I did a little quiz just for people in the audience and those that are listening to decide when they would benefit from counseling. And it sort of goes like 1 to 10. If you're wanting a change of life, if you're wanting to feel empowered, you want some joy from your life, you're feeling that you're not getting all that you should get, you want to come into someone to come alongside of you and to help you be accountable, that's a good time to seek someone to, when we say counsel or coach, or just walk beside you. Let's talk.
Now, Dr. Scott, some people would think when we say the word counseling, something has to be individually or mentally wrong with the individual person. And that's, you know, not the case. Can we rule that myth out today?
Yes, we can. I'm so glad you brought that up, because in the old days, people thought of counseling as you had a mental problem, a mental issue, but that's not it at all. There is a place for that if you need medication or psychiatric care, but we're kind of talking about when we have situations like you and I have stress and we just need someone to talk to, and maybe family's not the one, or you want confidentiality or professional. That's when you want to seek counseling.
What's some of the things, I'm sorry, Dr. Scott, what's some of the things that you find in your line of expertise in the many years that you have been counseling, which has been how many years?
Well, I graduated University of Michigan in 1982, and I've been at it ever since.
That's all right. That's a blessing. And before I ask my my question of, you know, how is it that, how many people when you find in your line of expertise, what's some of the things that causes stress? I want to ask you, how did you deal? Did you ever at some point seek counseling for yourself? Because I understand at the age of 28 years old, you lost a child.
Yes, yes.
And, you know, that could have at some point pushed you into counseling. Did you seek counseling behind the death of your child?
Yes, I have, and I still seek it. I'm not above.
Because of that?
Not particularly that, but as issues arise, as challenges arise, I sought counseling to come on this program. I spoke with one of my mentors, Ms. Victoria Zealous, to calm me down and get my thoughts focused on what I wanted to say and how I wanted to say it. So I still seek counseling. I seek it with my bishop and my pastor at my church, Christian Faith Church. I talk to them about issues that I'm having, and I talk to my family, who are very supportive.
Now, when a person have, and of course many that's watching today have experienced a loved one, have experienced a death, a natural death of a loved one in their family, how long would you say that they would need to enter into a counseling program, or does that healing depends on the individual itself?
Well, both. You're right on both points. When there is grief and bereavement in the family, whatever it may be, death or loss, it's good to have someone come alongside of you to help you process that. There's no given time for when you're over it or when you're in it, but it helps to have someone that you can pour your heart out to about what you're feeling. And it's good. Today, most mortuaries and funeral homes have a social worker there that will help the bereaved family to get through their crises. But if not, then it would be advisable that someone come alongside, because that's very devastating. Even if you loved them very much or didn't love them at all. Both of them bring crisis into your life.
We're going to take a break, and when we come back, I want you to answer that question for me about, you know, in your line of expertise, how many people do you see dealing with stress? What some of the things that causes stress that will lead a person or family to counseling? Okay, we'll be right back.
All right.
You should be watching Share It Today with me, your host, Sansaria Baldwin. Share It Today is a show that provides information, education, and entertainment. Yes, it's a diverse show. It's also a show that care enough to share. I'm a strong believer the more people know, the more that they can grow. You should tune in.
Watch Share It Today on Comcast in Southeast Michigan, Saturdays at 9 a.m. and Sundays at 8:30 p.m. Share It Today is another source of outreach for the mission of Virtuous Family Community Services, helping build families for opportunities and advantages. Visit us online at www.vfcs.org or email us at help@vfcs.org. DVDs are available for purchase online at shareitnumber2day.com.